Hello everyone, my name is Alvaro Melendez. I'm happy to be here talking about this project that we started as part of the Gammapify contest. It's called the Planning Sprint. Who is it designed for? Agencies and small and medium-sized brands. What problem is it solving? Most of the times, we either have no time or no budget to spend time on strategy, doing proper research, and ensuring our marketing really has an impact, not just commercially, but also a positive impact in the world and the people we're interacting with. That's how you build smarter and bigger brands, not with AI slop. What we've built is an automation that supports human thinking, that improves creative range, that gives you strategic angles that you might not have thought of. And that is the goal of the planning sprint. Good news is you can go test it for free. We are going to make it available on our website where you can click on it, provide your own brief, and then in 10 minutes or so, get an email with the full Gamma presentation. Now let me walk you through how this works. All right, the journey starts on our Unpredator website, which is also Gamma hosted. The user would come here. Here are our products. They'll select the planning sprint, click on this one, try it here. It will bring them to the details of the product. Once the person clicks on try it here, it's gonna open up the brief, which is an Airtable. Now, I have already pre-filled this brief with a brand that I am absolutely not related to. It's called Magic Mind, but I think it's a really cool brand. This brand is about healthy drinks that help you improve your brain functions. What do you have to do in the brief? Your contact information. Your email is really important because this is where you're going to get your results. This better be right. Then you talk about your brand foundations. Is it a product or a service? What are your brand values, unique selling proposition, everything important to your business. Then you go into the business context. What are we trying to accomplish with this strategy? What's the business challenge? Who are the competitors? All of this you would fill out. Take time to think about your business so that this is accurate. Then you would select if you're going to be a B2B or B2C company, who your customer is, what the desired target audience is. Then we go a little bit into market and execution. What territories do you want to play in? Is there something or is not? Most of the fields are optional. So you could just kick it off with the main fields, but my suggestion is give it as much information so that we get a better input and also a better output with it. What are the deliverables that you would like to see? And then what's the implementation? Once I click on this, it will pull the webhook from the make, and then I click continue so that the form will be submitted. And now the make automation starts. Now, let me show you what that make automation looks like. The first thing that we're going to have is the Airtable getting the data. Then we have this webhook, which is basically like a thank you guy, sending you to the website back and saying, hey, thanks for your submission. Then Airtable is going to say, hey, here is your brief. And this is where it starts getting interesting. The first module is a ChatGPT module. This one is using ChatGPT 5 to look at the brief and see what information we have and what information might be missing and relevant to get. And then that gets passed through the deep researcher. This one is connected to the Perplexity API. This is going to go out and perform a deep research for you, bring that back, and then we have 3 different strategists. And this is really important. We have a business-driven strategist. This was going to focus more on the business and create like a safer strategy, if you will. Then we have a cultural savvy strategist. This one is going to look at how can you have the best Unpredator approach to this marketing strategy and how you do good with your product. Again, we know you want to sell, but also your brand can be very positive for people. So let's look into that. And then we have an award-winning strategist, and this is going to go for more innovation, find a little bit more challenging, daring territories. Once these 3 modules complete their strategies, all ChatGPT, then it gets passed to Anthropic Claude. And here is where we have our Unpredator creative director. This one is going to look at the 3 strategies, the insights from the research, and then come up with creative ideas, creative concepts that could potentially bring that strategy to life. The organizer is going to put it into a JSON format that we can then work with for the executional creative director that is going to focus on taking the creative concepts and then creating proofs of concept for that. Then we have a presentation designer, because this is a lot of information. We're talking 50, 60 slides. So I want to make sure that the Gamma magician gets the information in the order that we want it to be presented. So this is what this one is doing, and then it's passing it all to the Gamma magician. The Gamma magician is using our Gamma API connection in Make. It's using a custom theme. It's taking everything from the input from all the fields that we have, and then it's putting out a Gamma that then gets saved into our Airtable, and then we send an email to you. Once the work is complete, it should take around 10 minutes. You would get an email, something like this, where, hey, here is your Unpredator strategy. It's ready. You can click on it, and it's going to open up your presentation in Gamma. So let's click on this one, and here it should load. All right, here you are. Magic Mind, the Unpredator strategy. As I said, it's probably 50, 60. Yeah, this is 48 slides. It's going to give you a backup on what the brand is, not only what you put in the brief, but also what the research found, the business context, how do you want to accomplish what you're going to do, business challenges that are identified, the humans, so the people that we're going to be connecting with. It's going to give us a detailed audience profile. Now, what's their current situation? How do we want to change that? What would they be gaining from what we're doing here? Then it will give me 3 insights based on the research that it did. Insight 1, the overstimulated yet underfocused high performer. This is interesting, right? Overstimulated but underfocused. I think a lot of people can relate to that. Insight 2, insight 3, the bridge. How are we going to cross that bridge so that we can be successful with our marketing strategy? And then it's going to look into our happy chemicals, dopamine, acetylcholine. For this case, it's going to try and see how the behavior gets changed from a scientific perspective and what needs to happen in the brain through our messaging, through our marketing architecture so that it is successful. And with that in mind, it's going to do 3 levels of strategy. Remember, we have the business-driven strategy and we have 2 more. So I'm going to skip real quick to the second one just to show you this is the culturally savvy strategy. So this one is telling us the strategy is going to be clarity, not chaos. The smart ritual for peak minds. Then it's going to give me a strategic approach on how we're going to do this. And it's going to give me a big idea. Let me show you the second big idea here, because I like this one. Cognitive couture. Elevating cognitive optimization to the status of luxury lifestyle choice. Magic Mind brand becomes a fashion statement, a mark of sophistication, the terms of mental performance, limited editions, exclusive experience, and high design. Positioning target the cultural elite. So really cool idea. Remember, this is a drink, right? So cognitive couture is a really amazing idea. It gives us mood boards on how this could look like, all generated by Gamma. We're using Nano Banana in Gamma for the images. Then it gives me a headline bank. It gives me proofs of concept of the ideas. And then it goes on to strategy 3. So remember, it's going to give me a lot of content. The goal with the planning sprint and with all this automation that we did is not to replace human work. It's to give more input so that people, when they're making decisions, and they sometimes have to make them quickly, they have a better starting point. So it should elevate our strategic thinking and our creative thinking. All right, guys, if you like this, if you want to give it a try, I'm going to put in the link to our Unper website where you can actually go and test it out. Give us feedback. This is just happening, so we have a lot to improve, but it would be really great if you could take a moment to test it out and you give us your feedback so that we can improve. All right, enjoy. Have a good day.